Very well. Then let's begin the tour. My friends, welcome to the tale of the Scavenger. If you have the music turned on, please, for the first few minutes, turn the music off, either using the button over there or in your settings. The story begins. They say the last piece of land fell away silently into the cloud sea 4,000 years ago. Ever since then, people have resorted to living in buildings and airships, carried aloft by giant creatures called titans. Some look like gigantic fish, while others represent mammals or reptiles. One of few bastions of civilization left afloat is called Argentum. It is a trade city carried by the largest remaining titan called Goldmouth. You can see him here, now, above you, filling half the sky. Ever since this last piece of land vanished, titans have been dying, taking with them any humans who are relying on them. You can tell how healthy a titan is by looking at its gills. These are the glowing stripes on its body. Brighter and bluer is better. At some point in the future, they say, there will be no titans left. No people. No airships. Just white clouds and white sky. And now, my friends, to our protagonist. This is the time to turn the music on and let the sense of adventure fill you to your core.
I'm liking this.
I'm really feeling it.
The Scavenger has lived alone on the back of his own titan for 12 years, ever since his father passed away peacefully in his sleep. For that whole duration, his only company has been the titan upon which we stand, affectionately dubbed Gramps, and those he sees when he stops by Argentum. The Scavenger has a mental link with his titan. This is a common thing to happen between a titan and whoever captains it. They've both grown used to staying out of one another's minds unless they really have to. In case you haven't figured it out, the Scavenger makes his living by diving into the dense ether sea and pulling up any scraps he can sell at Argentum's Bazaar. You'll be surprised at what builds up below the surface. But enough talk. It's time to sell some scrap materials. Let's head over to the Bazaar of Argentum and see what sort of profit we can make. My friends, please, follow me.
Alright.
Let's go, boys!
Oh boy.
Let's go!
Well, that's a lot of people on the bridge.
Don't fall.
Oh.
Don't fall.
Yeah, we wouldn't have found
Yeah, I
anyone
fell.
falling now, would we?
Yeah, totally didn't just fall.
I'm a very big
I'm proud of
Xenoblade
you.
2 fan, by the way.
Well,
I know
haven't played it yet.
nothing of
I
it, but
gotta
this
finish
looks
one.
super cool.
I gotta
Before
finish
we
one
go any
save.
further, friends, look behind your left shoulder. Look at Gramps.
Up.
Behold his handsomeness. But he's looking a little impatient. Let's be on our way before he gets angry. This way.
This is another competition of the hottest
His Gramps'
thing
name
in
onto
the
his
tours.
BG.
We have the attractive farmer, the feeble, and the melon now Gramps.
This is so nostalgic for me already.
Here we go again.
Probably.
The scavenger pauses on the dock. He notices something different, something unusual. Yes, docked over to the east. A black ship. But there's no Titan. How is it staying afloat? It must be a Torna ship. The scavenger has heard of Tornans, and he doesn't like them. They carry around weapons, and they like to bully people. He makes a mental note to steer clear of any Tornans that are here. The bazaar is just around the corner, friends. This way.
These guys are kind of rude.
What if we steal the ship?
I'm kind of getting theme park
Do
vibes.
you know how to pilot the ship?
I'm getting so much
Wrong kind of.
I mean, I could see this being a theme park.
I want to build in Minecraft
know.
now.
And here's the thing. This is the opening area.
Oh no, don't start.
Just
So
don't attempt to
sexy,
I will.
yes,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is the
the
first place
only
you go to.
acceptable adjective. My friends, behind you, you will see an area. A marketplace. Above it hang orange lights close to the ground. This area, and this area alone, is the Bazaar of Argentum. Please keep it in mind. Coming to Argentum is always a buzz for the scavenger. He can never wait to make some trades, and maybe even some coins as profit. My friends, I have for you all a quest, a mission to complete. Behind you, in the bazaar, and only in the bazaar, please locate the following items: a large scroll, an anvil, necklaces, and a place to sit and eat soup. I will give you no more than 5 minutes. I can repeat the list for anyone who needs it. Your time begins now.
Adventure time.
Eat some soup here.
Alright,
Hey.
time to go on the search.
I gotta get taller.
Sometimes, you just want to eat some soup. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
it's
find
just
the
like
soup place.
Minecraft.
So we have to find a shiny green beetle. That's what I heard.
These look like scrolls to me. Don't go down there.
Anvil.
Like
You said one
That's
though.
not-
There's
Necklaces.
Textiles. To be fair, you can eat soup everywhere. So I mean,
I mean, the floor is.
What else is there?
Necklaces, right?
Found a necklace.
Alright, so we got everything.
And Anvil.
Anvil.
Check.
Scrolls and whatever.
You can eat
place to
soup
drink
anywhere.
soup.
Hey.
Oh, soup
The anvils have some new,
Soup store.
some new textures.
We got the new texture pack. We got the new texture pack.
The bizarre
Looks like he wants to
texture pack.
enchant his armor on that anvil. Oh no! He's banging his own head.
I think you're forgetting. I think you're forgetting the step about where you have to take off the armor.
I didn't know you're the chairman of the Argentum Guild.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had to give me this very tall chair so I can RP sit.
alright.
So,
what's it like being chairman?
Workshop.
You enjoy it?
Where are the scrolls at?
Where are the scrolls
The
at?
scrolls might be upstairs. I'm not really sure.
Scrolls are over here.
Yes, upstairs.
What you need, buddy? What kind of soup? What kind of soup?
I need dry soup.
Dry soup, no problem. Here's just a free pack of ramen. Anyways, what can I get you? What can I get you?
That's not soup. That's noodles. I want dry soup.
Extra large soup?
Yeah.
Extra
Make sure
wet
that
soup.
soup's good.
Oh, extra with soup. Okay, Senko, I need some soup.
Alright.
Extra soup.
Right. Gotcha, boss.
Stay around.
How the fuck do you get dry soup?
I wanted dry soup, but
Who
you went
ordered
and gave
dry
me
soup?
ramen. It was me. I ordered the dry soup.
Hey, we customers don't disappoint them.
I'm
Figure something
trying,
out.
you know. Okay,
Isn't that just turkey
Hello.
soup in total, though?
Memes he do
Ramen
good.
is not dry soup.
Technically.
okay, you know what? I'm just gonna give you a free pack.
Hello there.
It's our business, I joke to you.
My apologies.
Be able to make dry soup.
We are out of dry soup.
Amazing.
They fly now.
Can I get the foot beans?
The foot beans?
Yeah,
foot
he was
beans.
standing in them.
Oh, yes, the foot beans. Squash them like you do with grapes.
Exactly. That's how
Now
you
we got
make
ourselves a bean juice.
Yo, they can't make dry soup over there. What's up with that?
I don't know.
Alright. Not gonna lie, it was pretty hard running the soup store. We were.
I see it.
Climbing mode.
Great. I love
Yeah,
this.
you just worked in. You got a shot.
No, there's a way to get out.
Oh, it's time to go back.
You don't need climbing mode, I think.
Fuck you.
Fuck. Bro, Tag, get off the roof.
What I kind of want to do, I kind of want to do, since they were going to be running this.
Bro, Tag, I've told you so many times, don't get on that
The
roof.
first one here, and then on the
Oh
second
yeah,
one,
we're looking at. You have
if
to
want to
head
come
back.
back again, we'll give them the good idea.
What a shame.
I kind of want to let them see what their options will be first.
Okay.
Oh.
Look,
Metal.
Look, man. Look, man. My knowledge of food is only limited to
Because
fucking
we did
Doritos
it
and
now. Why
Metal.
I don't want to climb.
But
Shepherd's pie is dry chowder.
Let me actually see.
Doritos soup.
I mean, shaking my head.
You two were with us when
Am
we
I
did this
wrong?
as well.
Yeah.
No.
It's just the
20 seconds remain.
Yeah, let's actually not
Leave them in dark.
Leave them
dry?
Leave them in the dark. And then when we do
Because
the
it's not
second
soup.
round, yeah, when we do the second
It's
round,
dry.
if you guys want to join or not,
It's not wet.
then
But it's shepherd's pie.
The mashed potatoes.
Shepherd's pie and soup.
Because I'm curious to see what these people. I'm curious to see what their options are.
Just remember.
I think it's actually only us two that were there when we came last time.
I think it was.
My friends, your attention, please. Friends,
Proto
your attention, please.
These Doritos have been sitting for 18 years.
Proto, weren't you there?
My
when we
friends,
did-
the story
did this?
continues.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Please, everyone, gather round. Did everybody find the right stalls?
Yes, sir. I found
Yeah.
soup.
Absolutely, we have, yes.
Yep.
They were all out of dry
Sir,
soup.
yes, sir.
Yep, out of dry soup.
Well done. My friends, what did you think of Argentum's Bazaar?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's great.
Of all
all the bazaars I've seen, this is one of them.
I want to live. I want to live.
Admittedly, the only floating one.
Pretty fantastic. You should try it.
Very
I'm pretty sure I
bizarre.
saw a guy named Kakyoin chasing somebody's mother. Pretty
My
bizarre.
friends, the story continues. Your attention,
JoJo,
please.
Bizarre Adventure reference.
The scavenger is about to head up for a bite to eat. But something strikes him. Something right in the middle of his mind. It is a sudden and sharp, "Come back now!" It takes all his attention not to be overwhelmed by it. Then he realizes what it is. That's Gramps. He needs help. My friends, quickly follow me.
Gramps, no! Where did I leave the knife?
He's fallen and he can't get up.
I just recently.
Dry soup will save you.
Dry soup. It'll help you with your liver.
Dry soup.
I know your liver's not been great after the incident.
Come on. It has low salt content. It's good for your cholesterol.
All you need to do is add water. And bam, you got a soup.
Drink the dry soup.
How do you drink
I told you
dry
not to
soup?
drink the dry soup.
How do you drink dry soup? You can't drink dry soup.
I mean, if snakes can eat solid objects, I'm pretty sure you can eat food.
Have you never heard of freeze drying?
cube, dude.
Bouillon.
My friends, your attention, please. The scavenger skids to a stop on the pier. Gramps is looking at him, saying nothing. He doesn't need to say anything. The scavenger immediately notices the problem. Gramps' gills have dulled. He's not well. He's sick. No problem, says the scavenger. They'll have Titan medicine in the bazaar. They always do. I'll be right back. My friends, let's go back to the bazaar and find something to help Gramps. This way.
Get the dry soup recipe, get it now.
Alright, time to get
medicine.
Dry soup.
Dry soup medicine, where is it?
We just need water. We need this warm
Everyone's just so invested in the soup now. It's soup time.
Just add water.
Use enough salt to
I know how it works.
suck
I
in
know how
all
it
the
works.
moisture of the
Rubbing
water.
alcohol.
Of the broth.
Dry soup is where you just put the whole thing, fill the whole thing with crumbled cracker bits, and it just drains all the broth and water.
Fried soup
No,
is
no, no, it's
so
not.
liquid.
It's just the
You
bouillon
have to add
cube,
the water.
the uncooked noodles, and raw
The
chicken.
liquid is there, it's just dry. I'm pretty sure dry soup's a real thing. It's kind of like mashed potatoes. You gotta put the potatoes in, and then you add everything else.
Dehydrated.
Instant mashed
I don't want to
potatoes.
hear your facts.
Astronauts eat.
I have enough
Yeah, you don't
bullshit
accept
to
our
go around.
goods.
Yeah,
True.
also known as a little bit
My
of
friends.
freeze drying.
My sticky
The story continues. The scavenger heads straight to a stall that normally sells such medicines. The man at the stall apologizes. There's nothing left today. The scavenger checks another
You
stall
just
that
gotta
usually
walk.
has it.
Just walk. Just like.
Nothing.
I'm pretty sure I can
checks
see Spawn
another.
from here.
Nothing. He asks every stall owner in the bazaar. They all give the same answer. There is no medicine for Titans in all of Argentum. This is not good. As he stands in the bazaar, wondering what to do, somebody taps his shoulder. He turns. Another scavenger, a few years older than him. He introduces himself as one of the crew members of the airship docked on the north side of Argentum. He says he couldn't help it over here, but he too is looking for medicine for Titans, and he hasn't been able to find anything. He asks the scavenger for a favor. The scavenger has a good feeling about this man, so he agrees, and the crewman takes him to the north dock. This way, friends.
I thought we were gonna have to go raid the ship. Never mind. We're not raiding the ship yet.
Gorilla.
We'll raid it
That's
with
the backup plan.
Yeah.
Well, then it isn't raiding anymore, then it's looting. Well, no, looting doesn't actually.
Sometimes I walk a little faster.
I guess it's,
your thing, please?
I guess it's borrowing then? I don't know. With the
if
color
you're
really
considering
Nick,
asking
literally all of your supplies.
to knock down somebody's door and raid them, then yeah, I guess you're asking for permission.
I mean, if we take their ship, they can't do anything about it.
This is our ship, says the crewman. It's not much, but my family has been working on it for decades, for generations. We're particularly proud of it. The scavenger is not very impressed. There's something industrial and sterile about it. Nothing like the cozy qualities of his own home back on Gramps. But at the same time, the idea of a family all working together makes him feel like he's missing something. The crewman takes him up to the top. This way, friends.
Thought we were going to the black ship.
Not gonna lie, I didn't understand one.
I was talking about raiding the black ship that we passed earlier.
I kind of blanked out.
I'm going to destroy the family.
Oh no.
Great Shadow Legend.
Oh god. What
Oh, this music. Oh, I can't get enough of this music.
This is the second worst thing to
I could fall asleep to this for like ages.
We're gonna continue the story, but first they were from our sponsor.
It is a free-to-play
Granted, not now, but I mean, like,
mobile game.
you know what I mean.
Oh god, I hate this. I hate all
Number
of you.
3.
It's about
Help
to get a
me.
little cramped, I think.
Oh, we're good.
Recons are good though.
I don't want
This is a small.
Mikhail described this spider as a full-grown
It's going to
pizza.
get crowded, friends.
Oh god, oh god, oh boy.
Audible.com.
Don't get your ass out of my
I
face.
almost fell off.
Sorry. I got it from my mother.
Kingdoms of Avalon.
Are we all here, friends?
Gio, you gotta stand on top of it.
It seems so. The story continues. The crewman asks the scavenger to take a close look and see if he thinks it is the same sickness with both their titans. The scavenger looks down below. All the other crew members, his family, are looking up expectantly. The scavenger takes a look as best he can. Compared with Graham's, the dullness is about the same. With that same faint greenish tinge, and the pulses of light last about 4 seconds. The scavenger says yes. It would seem to be the same sickness. The crewman glances up at Goldmouth. He looks worried. If they tell the wrong person, if the wrong person finds out, they may end up getting asked to leave Argentum. And then they'll be stranded. The scavenger has an idea. He can ask the chairman of the bazaar. He keeps track of shipments. He should know when medicine is coming in next. All they need to do is avoid mentioning that their titans are unwell. The crewman hesitates, but agrees. My friends, let's meet the chairman of the Bazaar of Argentum. This way.
Humbles, is this your part?
Mr. Chairman.
300.
I want
301.
to have a fight in a
302. 303. 304. 305.
Kind of good work up there?
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta burn the calories off, am I right?
You just gotta hang in there, you know.
Rest in peace.
See everyone else taking shortcuts all the way around.
Canon death.
Canon death, canon death.
I'm lucky I have a good set of thighs. Can absorb the impact.
That'd be awful on the scavenger.
Alright, ready? Jump pro tag. I promise I'll catch you. I got you.
Why does it all of a sudden smell like super glue in my room? That's so worrying, Zine. It smells like burnt rubber. That's very worrisome.
Big ol' seat, bro.
Ooh, this is pretty. Oh, I thought this was like a theater.
My favorite president.
My friends, the story continues. I see a group of people outside. My friends, the scavenger and the crewman step into the chairman's office once he's available. The chairman always comes across as a busy and abrasive man. But the scavenger knows, deep down he's just a big softy. The scavenger greets him with an extra today, finger guns and a big grin, and butters him up with some small talk and compliments. The chairman frowns, sighs and asks what he wants now, and the scavenger inquires about the last shipment that had Titan medicine on it. The chairman sighs again, louder, takes out his ledger and starts leafing through pages. After a minute, he says, "The last shipment never arrived. And there's something about his face, his expression. Is that fear? What's he afraid of?" The chairman sits up, looks up, and says they must both leave at once. They turn and look where he's looking. Standing at the door head to toe in black, is the commander of the Black Torna ship. A cold chill runs up the Scavenger's spine. He and the crewmen thank the chairman for his time and hurry outside. That was a close one. The crewman thanks the Scavenger for his help and agrees to buy him a meal and room at the inn so that in the morning they can all figure out what to do. The Scavenger cannot say no to free food, so the crewman hands him enough coin for both, and he disappears to do something else. My friends, the inn is this way.
Yo, we up to get some of that dry soup?
Bad business.
Ooh.
Gonna have a
Alright,
fucking
cool.
nap.
Finally
Five
getting
in that
soup.
dry soup, let's go!
The Scavenger always runs, guys. Make sure it's like the opposite of the lecture. We can run all we want.
The anti-lecture.
You're finally gonna eat my chicken soup.
If you're not good
Yeah,
at
that's
I guess.
Oh, yes, unless you don't.
Oh, the stairs.
But sometimes it just happens.
I don't know why, but just seeing that line, it just makes me think of like a kindergarten teacher having a line of students.
It's not about tools, it's about energetic. He bounces around Argentum.
I've never seen a hamster jump up where that's like height has something to play.
You want to see
Trust my controllers.
Did I tell you about pointing guns at
I feel like I can get some good ass food here.
Yeah, you know what this juicy meat needs?
Protag, what did I miss? I was gone for a second.
My friends, the story continues. Over here, please.
Man, there's no soup over here.
We have a big group. Normally I would ask the group I'm with to select a table, but let's choose a seating area. Either upstairs behind me, downstairs down here. Where would we all like to gather?
Upstairs is good.
Soup
Go
store.
upstairs.
Soup store.
But like
Alright.
Well, guess we're
Does
not.
this affect the storyline?
Up here, near the stage, so we can hear the music
Errol,
better.
mine.
Honestly, I'm not.
I'm in the stage.
I'm sitting with both.
Hey,
What
what
about
about that airline food, huh?
Concert, let's go.
It's got stools.
Open. It's like open mic
We
night.
got, there's still a seat here.
Oh, you can't hide in the box. I feel like I can get some good ass food here. What about you guys?
Yeah, man.
Dry soup?
The Scavenger arrives at the inn alone.
Yeah,
He is greeted by a waiter, chooses his table, and makes his order. He looks about as he waits. It's not very busy today, but regardless, nobody else is eating alone. He's the only one. He feels a little awkward, but then suddenly remembers he told Gramps he would be right back. Now, how long ago was that? He opens up a link to him and sends him a quick message. Looking for medicine. Staying here tonight. See you in the morning. There's no reply, but that's normal. Just as the Scavenger begins to eat his soup, he notices something. Someone is standing at his table, right there. The person sits down without asking. The Scavenger pauses and lifts his gaze. Oh, it's just the crewman. But he looks very concerned. The crewman leans in close and says, he just heard the last shipment that was meant to come in was destroyed by the Torna vessel. The Torna commander is claiming it was an accident. Apparently on their radar it showed up as something different. He is here now to sort it out with Argentum's admiral. The crewman checks over his shoulders and says he thinks it was sabotage. He wants to sneak on to the Torna vessel before dawn, he adds, and he wants the Scavenger to help. The Scavenger isn't sure. He thinks about what would happen to Gramps if they were caught, but then he thinks, what if the crewman is right? What if Torna stole the whole shipment? Why would they do that? The Scavenger agrees. Meet me in the bazaar before dawn, the crewman repeats, and he gets up and leaves the Scavenger to his soup. Sneaking onto the Torna ship sounds exciting, but the adrenaline slowly wears off and is replaced by a food coma. He checks into a room using the last of the crewman's coin. My friends, please follow me.
I told you we're raiding the ship.
Hey, Pico, got the dry soup?
Your guys' first dry soup
One
was
room
this
for
one,
42,
right?
please.
Very first one you did. You guys
Hold up. I have to ask a very important
I love how casually you just say that.
Dibs on the bed.
I'm
No,
dibsing
dib,
this
I call
bed.
dibs. I call
These
dibs.
look really
Fine.
uncomfortable.
There are many like this one, but this one's
Yucky.
Dibs on the
Call
toilet.
dibs on my bed.
It's alright, 14 people to a bed, we'll be fine.
I'm sleeping on the
Hold
table.
How do 14 people
I mean, there
fit
can
on
only
the
four
sheet?
can fit on the closets.
Dibs on the roof.
This is a video game. You don't sleep under the sheets. It's easy.
You are one another's sheets.
Damn, all of us gonna fit inside here? Okay.
I'm taking the closets.
Hey, who wants
My
to snuggle up with
friends,
me? Go. Hey, Jay, come here.
gather
Let's
Where did all
round,
these
friends.
people come from?
The story continues.
Come here. Come here, dog.
Jumping on the bed.
At this stage of the tour, it is required that you change your world music volume back to 0.
42 players on a bed. 42 players.
I'll miss it.
If one should lag and crash down.
Yeah, look at that. This is the boys' night.
The Scavenger sleeps restlessly. Dreams and images flash before his mind. He sees the black outline of the Torna vessel at night, lined with silver moonlight. He sees a blue bird with one wing spiraling out of a vast empty sky. He sees an empty hallway, eerie, made of steel, filled with swirling dust and smoke. He sees, above a sea of crimson, a red moon rises like a great round eye, seeing everything. sees a figure burst from a window with an explosion of glass and fire, tumbling down into a dark and jagged landscape. And he sees the face of Gramps, emotionless, gills black, eyes black, slowly sinking beneath the surface of the cloud sea. Then he wakes up to someone banging on the door. The scavenger opens it. He sees the crewman standing there, with the bag over one shoulder. What's the time? You would have gotten caught, the crewman says with a wry expression. And he goes on to explain that he waited and waited, and then went anyway, and managed to get 2 doses of Titan medicine by himself. The sneaky rascal did it without us. How could he do that? Or, no, the scavenger did sleep in, after all. The crewman steps inside and asks the scavenger to help him. Nobody on his ship is quite comfortable using this particular medicine on Titans. Their doctor died 2 weeks ago. The scavenger is a bit annoyed that the crewman snuck off without him, but can't help but feel honored. But just as he takes a step, he feels a shift. He feels a break, a tear in reality. His psychic link is shattered, destroyed. My friends, you all have a very important choice to make right now. Your 2 options are as follows. Option A. Do not help the crewman administer the medicine to his family's Titan, and instead go and see what's wrong with Gramps. Or option B. Help the Titan of the crewman's family first, and check on Gramps afterward. I will give you 3 minutes to make your decision.
Oh boy.
People who are already seeing the ending to this, the good ending,
I say fuck him, I'm
step
checking
out
on
of the room.
Grandpa.
What are you talking about? We need help. We want to see the good ending.
No, if you want to see the good ending, you'll stay for the second one.
Fuck it, I'ma go check up on Grandpa.
We gotta help.
Please enlighten us.
Praise Lord Geo.
Some of us here know
Are we going to help
what the good ending
Grandpa
is.
this way. I'm gonna go
Well,
see
somebody-
Grandpa.
second time around. We're not gonna help. We're not gonna help.
Oh no. What's wrong?
Please, Techno, please.
No, if you want to know,
Try
just
it
stay up
yourself for now.
till the second session.
Because it doesn't seem like he's using critical condition, but Gramps is like
But even if you don't stay for the second session, some of us here will be here for the second one. Or at least I will.
What is this?
I don't have good enough.
Russell will be as well. We'll just be on this one.
Try to just leave him after.
You're not going to.
Wait, what is happening, by the way?
You're not going to. I'm not gonna allow you to trick him.
What joy is there of getting the good ending right away when you can't even have your own phone? Go ahead. You got a second try at this.
Right. Hey, so if we're gonna help Gramps, I don't know how we're gonna vote for this. but I'm going for Team Grandpa.
My logical mind is telling me help the other ones because Gramps already
You
lost.
could vote. You could. You could vote as being like one side of the room help the crewmate, the other side help Gramps.
The crew guys are gonna
Gotcha,
gas
gotcha.
us, and then he's gonna
Hey, so-
expose us or something, and then we
So
die.
I'm thinking
Okay.
this side for
Yeah, they-
crewmates, this side for Grandpa. So Grandpa, crewmate.
Last time I chose
He's
for
dead and we need to
Grandpa.
go to the crewmate because that fucking
We got the badass.
ship
He
homie
would've
boy
said
is dead.
something.
Hey,
Anyway.
family first, just like Vin Diesel said.
Hey, there's like 42 scavengers. Let's go one way. The other problem
Even though
solved.
you were trying to put
I see two like possible
That's what you
things
think?
that happen here.
That's them.
That's what
One is that we go help the others because Gramp is already lost, and it's either we lose one or we lose two. The other thing is that he got caught and they're attacking Gramps now, so he's kind of betrayed us, so we have to go check on him. It's one of these two scenarios that I'm thinking of.
This is a discussion you should be
Hey, then
having
don't tell them
inside.
inside. We're not, yeah, tell them, we're not getting in any point on this.
If we want the,
Our choice is divided.
Bad idea, so you're on this
Oh, why am I so lagging in this area?
Wait, which side
I
is
figured
which
he's
side
dead.
There's more light effects, so that could be a thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's probably it.
you don't know that?
Yeah, I would fucking lag out if I recorded. What graphics card do you
Yeah,
have?
I'm getting
Yeah, Grandpa's literally dying.
2060 Super.
Damn, that's what I
I
want.
think we've been betrayed or sold out by him.
I have a
sorry,
1060.
That's the way he got the medicine.
I think this is where the
I don't
Yeah.
trust him.
I mean, I'm almost running out of PowerPoint presentation frames right now.
We die, he
My
dies, we die.
friends,
Yeah, I'm running on 16
hold
frames
a
per second.
vote. If you would like
Ha, I'm
to
losing by
help
12.
Gramps first,
On 12.
please remain in the room. If you would like to help the crewman's titan, please step outside the room.
I think some of the
Make your
people already
decision
outside the room
that's
aren't
now.
voting at all.
Some of the people out there I don't think are
If you're
voting
not
at all. I
voting
feel
at
like
all.
we've been betrayed. I don't trust this.
I can't believe this, Grandpa.
If you're abstaining your vote, please stand over by the counter where we registered the room.
Say where Grandpa goes.
Fuck Gramps.
Where the soup went.
Only dry.
Where's is Lucian
I
over?
am abstaining.
Wow.
I think we're in the minority.
My friends,
Grandpa.
it seems there is a winner.
No way.
The group outside the room
Count.
choosing to help the crewman's titan first has the most votes.
Yeah, it is. It is very real.
Always nice knowing you, Gramps.
Run this.
I think there
for
was
My
some voting
friends,
fraud.
maybe 3 months.
your fate has been sealed
Yeah, like 2 to 3 months.
Grandpa, no.
Yeah.
this way.
Just randomly happened by it.
Holy shit.
Yo, was there
That
voting
death laser away from me. Holy
cautiously?
fuck.
Yeah, 3 million votes turned up in a matter of 30 seconds.
Politics. You never know.
Yeah,
Hey,
So it's actually
hey,
very
votes
correct
up
about
here.
this.
This was rigged from the start.
So we have 120% voter participation in this. I'm sorry.
Oh
that doesn't
boy,
make a whole lot of
PowerPoint
sense.
Why
frames.
are there dead people voting?
More votes than there are voters? How could that happen?
Why are the
Alright,
dead
fellas.
grandpas not voting?
Here we go.
This is a win-win situation for me. If they're correct, good. Hooray. If they're wrong, we can blame it on them.
Parkour.
It's a win-win.
I see.
Grandpa, he's dying of arthritis.
I can long-range apply the medicine.
Good ending, isn't it? With a gun? A medicine
Grandpa's
gun?
having an angina attack. Help.
Just put an injection needle into this and you shoot it at him. That's how you apply it.
Fucking shit.
See, he's fixed. He's fine, yeah.
Drink the
Oh yeah.
dry soup.
We'll
See, his skills are blue.
Quick. Sharpie your monitor.
How do we even reach the thing?
The scavenger has decided to fight his own instincts and follow the crewman. After all, they have an entire family of people relying on this one Titan.
Family.
He and the crewman make it to the north dock. They both look up. The Titan's gills are almost entirely dark. The entire ship creaks and groans as cargo slides along the angled deck. He got bad quickly. My friends, we must hurry. There is not much time.
This Titan is down bad. This Titan is down terrible.
Yeah.
Down
Catastrophically.
Definitely dead.
This Titan is down bad for real. Help him out.
Look, I think Graham dies either way, guys.
Give him
Rest in peace, Grandpa. Fuck you.
If you don't get better, I'm gonna kill him.
Look, if we went to Graham's, he would have been dead, and then we come here, and this guy would be dead.
Rest in peace, Grandpa.
I would actually be very
Swear to
surprised
God,
if
if
they
I
get
come
the
back
good
to the
ending.
other side, don't see Grandpa anymore. I'm shooting all of you.
Myself over the edge.
It'll hurt even more because his model will still be there, but we have to pretend he's dead.
There ain't no
So you get that hope for just a second.
Sometimes I will.
Stop firing your weapon!
No.
Some nights I stay up, casting my bad luck.
Don't fire prematurely. Wait until we actually know he's dead.
I'm
The
blowing up the
story
black ship if he's dead.
continues. The ship's hull is slowly sinking.
Get an angle from here.
Clouds are spilling onto the deck. His family is screaming for them to hurry. They both rush to the top, and the crewman holds the scavenger steady. The scavenger holds his breath and applies the medicine. The effects are almost instant. The gills flash once, and then steadily. A blue glow returns. The ship is lifted out of the cloud sea. The Titan is well. The family are saved. They all cheer and rejoice together. But the scavenger doesn't. With his mind, he reaches out for Gramps. Nothing. Gramps is gone. He can tell. He's gone. Something steals his attention. A noise that rattles his bones. There's a heavy creaking. The scavenger looks up at the Titan. It's not moving. No, it's not the airship. It's Argentum which is moving. The entire town shifts. He looks up to Goldmouth. The great Titan is weeping. Yes, he sees it, just a quick glimpse. Something shining blue falls from the eye of the Titan. A single tear, and plummets down toward the upper deck of the city. The scavenger follows it with his eyes, down and down, until it lands And standing there, already dressed from head to toe in black, is the Torna commander. They did something. The scavenger can feel it in his bones. He's not going to hold back now. My friends, it is time for a confrontation. Follow me.
Okay, now you can get
Weapons ready, boys.
The teardrop fell on Graham.
Get the fucking dry soup.
Weapons free. For
Hey, I'm trying to fucking fight.
Get your ammo.
The teardrop fell on Grams and he got revived. Obviously.
Magical friendship enemy tears.
Obviously. They were boyfriends all along.
And the actual medicine is friendship.
Maybe the real good ending was the friends we made along the way.
Bing bong again. Gosh darn it. You reminded me of Bing Bong. Now I feel sad.
Bing bong.
You guys know a lot about trucks.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Just my turn
Bing bong.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Oh my god, if a fucking car, if somebody traded that sound to Bing Bong, I would be insanely infuriated.
What the fuck
If
is
I get-
Bing Bong?
If I get all I would think of. And stop. Actually, we're
Bing,
going out a
bing,
little bit
bong.
more than usual. Okay.
My friends, there he is. As the crewman and the scavenger reach the upper deck of Argentum, they see, standing a short way ahead, is the commander of the Torna ship, and standing either side of him, two men, also dressed in black, holding guns.
Guys. Like the entire world.
Turn that off.
In the commander's hands, he carries a small box. Even without seeing what's inside, the scavenger can feel energy emanating from it. There's a noise behind the scavenger. He turns. Two of the guards of Argentum are rushing up to see what's going on. Before anyone can say anything, the commander gives a gesture to his gunmen and they both fire at the guards. The light is hot and bright, and there's the sound of matter being disintegrated. Out of nowhere, the crewman dives forward, taking advantage of everyone's shock. He manages to tackle one of the gunmen to the ground. Now he screams as the gunman's weapon tumbles down. My friends, you have a choice to make. Your options are as follows. Option A. Attack the standing gunman Option B. Attack the commander. Option C. Flee. Or option D. Go for the weapon. You have 3 minutes to make your decision.
By the time we get to the weapon, we already
I want to shoot someone.
Go for the weapon. Grabbing the
It's
gun.
either the weapon or go for the guy that's standing. The commander
Disarm them,
is
they
not
can't
a
do
good
anything
option, in my
with
opinion.
with their fists.
The commander. If they shoot the commander, you can get a hold of him.
If we run, look.
That is true, we could hold him hostage, but I think
force their
he's the
hand.
commander for a reason.
So
If we run, we're gonna get shot.
in the
I don't think they're gonna go
Scavenger
down as
channel,
easily
in
as the
Discord,
gunman.
it says that the good
Odds
answer
are we'll get shot if we do anything but go for the gun. If we get the
So
gun,
let's grab the gun.
the guy's already.
Let's grab the gun.
It might be a prank.
Odds are, what I imagine is happening, the gunman that's standing is pointing his weapon, turning it toward the guy who's currently assaulting them, giving you enough time to charge.
I'm using all
Him. If you're going for the gun, that's close where he's already aiming.
Disarm them.
He'll shoot
Disarm
you.
them.
Or we can
He
take
might
it.
also be
Disarm
distracted by the
them.
guy that just tackled this other gunman.
Logic into God.
Bad endings usually involve death.
Okay, it's
What
gone.
if that includes
That
villains?
one's a real lagger.
Harris.
I say we go
This
and
looks familiar.
attack the guy who's currently standing.
Yeah, that is
grab the gun.
definitely
We gotta grab the gun.
Hey, you got something on your face.
Yes, that is the way to the that is the good path.
I mean, I'd say I grab the gun and then we can bet on hope on the fact that
Who is
Not
that?
100% sure.
About a lot of this.
Please, whoever has that avatar, stop doing what you're doing.
I actually can't remember.
No.
I can't remember.
got
I
time.
was too focused on
Joke's
like
on you.
trying to
All
attack the
avatars are
captain
turned
because
off.
the crystal he
Hey,
had.
Trajan's got the right idea.
Yeah,
Don't
look,
have
there's a speedrunner
Yeah.
strat.
Turn it
You
off.
gotta get your
Simple.
head over here and
Thing
Alright.
is,
My
sometimes
friends,
our chat decides to.
I will give you some positions to stand to vote in.
You're off.
If you wish to attack the standing gunman, stand by this wall here. This green exit is to flee. This wall is to go for the gun on the ground, and this open space is to attack the commander.
I'll reluctantly go over here.
Please make your
Throwing the gun
decision
option
clear
again?
so I can count. Going for the gun on the ground is the wall here.
Okay, dokie.
No worries, friends. I'll do this to her
Wrong.
twice tonight. You can experiment later.
I'm the rat man. I'm the new rat man.
He's not wrong.
It seems the vast majority are voting to go for the gun on the ground.
We just really like shooting people.
We're not gonna shoot anyone.
Very well. My friends, the decision has been made. Your fate has been sealed. The story continues. The Scavenger sees the crewman dive heroically into one of the gunmen. He himself feels inspired. A surge of energy moves through him. He spots the gun lying on the ground. An opportunity. He lunges toward it. A hot blast of light goes just lying on the ground. Missing the heat from it is unbelievable, but the pair of them coordinate like clockwork. The crewman tackles the other gunman as he's distracted, and the Scavenger picks up the dropped weapon and points it at the commander. Surrender, he warns. The commander's face is not visible behind the black visor. He simply, slowly raises his arms and slam! An Argentum guard comes out of nowhere and tackles the commander to the ground. The scavenger watches as the box bounces once and opens, and a glowing blue crystal, the tear of the gold-mouthed titan, rolls out and toward the edge. The scavenger rushes toward it to grab it, but it's too late. He gets to the edge in time to see it topple over the side and plummet into the clouds below. The clouds topple out and toward the edge. Strange crystal. The gunman and the commander are all being restrained and arrested. Goldmouth is alive and well. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. The crewman approaches the scavenger. He looks nervous. He says that the scavenger did a truly selfless action for his family, and that he personally feels responsible for the scavenger losing his home and titan. The scavenger reassures him, telling him it's all right, even though inside it stings. The crewman nods understanding and says he has an offer for the scavenger. He wants him to join his family and live with them on their ship. He can still scavenge, but he doesn't have to be alone anymore. The scavenger is overcome. How is he meant to respond to that? He nods. Yes, of course, I would be honored. One of the Argentum guards gets their attention. He says the Admiral of Argentum wants to speak with them. The scavenger and crewman look at one another, perplexed and excited, and they follow their escort. My friends, please bring back the music. And follow me.
Isn't this only the second time that this happened?
Sir?
If I remember correctly?
Okay, I have a good feeling about this.
One friendship for another. Shit.
Good thing you guys
There's
made
even
the
more?
right decision.
Jesus Christ, how big is this place?
One's lost is another man's treasure? Nah, that's not... It wouldn't work.
Yeah, the dead body of a titan. That's a huge treasure.
This is pretty neat.
Oh wow.
Wowee.
Look at those foghorns. That's nuts. That's huge.
Oh yeah.
Imagine the compressors on this thing. The compressors on this thing have got to be nuts.
Like, you see that banana farm?
My friends, my friends, your attention, please.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
My friends, the story concludes. The Admiral is busy talking with other personnel when the pair of scavengers enter the bridge. When they're noticed, the Admiral goes and personally thanks them, shaking their hands one by one. The Admiral is quite open in admitting he had suspected that Commander had been harassing and intercepting their shipments for quite a while, but he never had evidence, and if he arrested them without due course, other towns would close trade with Argentum. Since the commander's men opened fire without reason, according to all witnesses, he can now bring them to justice. The Admiral seems overjoyed, finding great pleasure in saying this aloud. He invites them to the window and asks what they know of Titans. The Scavenger isn't sure what this question means, and he says as such in response. The Admiral looks out at the sky and clouds ahead, and goes quiet for a moment. Titans are the infant forms of higher beings, he says, filled with hundreds and thousands of years worth of ether and intelligence. Once they accumulate enough ether, they become heavy and ascend into the realms below the cloud sea. By this time, the Titans are so great in power that they essentially become gods. This is why Titans are vanishing. As population increases in the sub-sea realms, the cloud sea, which is made of ether, becomes more dense. The increased density leads to Titans reaching their final stage faster than usual, which means they leave faster than they are being born. As a result, after a time, there will be nobody left here above the cloud sea. It is inevitable. The Scavenger doesn't know what to make of this. How does the Admiral know this information? Realms beneath the cloud sea? Dense ether? Titans becoming gods? Does that mean that Gramps is actually... The Admiral interrupts his thoughts and goes on to say that the journey down through the ether sea is one that destroys any human who attempts it. But he knows a way. He's looking now at the Scavenger and the crewmen, and they look at one another. There is a chance, says the Admiral. That blue crystal you saw fall into the cloud sea is pure ether. It will eventually make it to a lower realm. Because the crystal is so dense with ether, it also acts as an egg for a Titan. The Scavenger's body surges with adrenaline. He can almost hear the words before the Admiral speaks them aloud. I know how to survive the descent through the cloud sea, and I want you to do it for me. My friends, this concludes the tale of the Scavenger. You have achieved the good ending, friends. Well done. Give yourself a round of applause.
Let's go. First good ending I found.
Nice. Speedrun strat.
Good intuition, guys.
Oh, my controller died. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Oof.
My friends, well done, yes. For any who are new here, we are called VR Travelers. We offer story-based tours in beautiful worlds, complete with custom-written stories, voice acting, and multiple endings to unlock. We do this for fun. We do this for free, and we do this for you. I only ask one thing in return. If you haven't already, please join our Discord community. And if you like, post photos or feedback of this tour in the channel for the Scavenger. To access the Discord, simply add me as a friend, and the code to join is in my status. As mentioned before, normally this tour is only accessible to newcomers as a one-off opportunity. However, I have given you all the chance tonight to do it yourselves because the newcomers have gotten all the endings. Additionally, since tonight we have achieved the good ending, I will additionally announce that launching soon is the Scavenger 2, which will be available in the same way that Scavenger was. For newcomers only, for a time. My friends, as promised, I am willing to do 2 of these tours tonight. It only takes just over an hour with a group of this size. I am going to head back to the rendezvous and drop a portal in a minute. If people would like a second running of the tour, I'll be ready in 15 to 20 minutes ago. We can do it again, and you can make your own decisions without worrying about which ending you're going to get. Before we move back, are there any questions?
Photo time?
My soup ready?
Photo, absolutely. Photag, do you have a question?
I want to push my normal avatar.
Go ahead.
We did it.
The only question I don't believe in all answer is, what exactly is dry soup?
I have never said those words tonight. I cannot answer
That's a
that.
secret family recipe.
Dry soup.
Take a picture at the soup bar.
My friends, where shall we have our photo?
At the dry soup store.
Wait, what about
Joe, dry soup store?
Dry soup store.
I hear dry soup store and I hear Gramps.
Why are you looking for Grams?
Dry soup store.
Grams dead. Soup is eternal.
It seems people are hungry tonight. Let's go back to the bazaar.
I am actually quite hungry.
Gramps is ascended. We don't need to worry about him.
I'm ready for the soup.
Is it gonna be this dry soup or is it gonna be downstairs dry soup?
Damn, this place has some verticality.
Embrace soup.
Hey, how's everybody going? Soup.
We only serve dry soup here.
Hey, what kind of soup you
There's
want?
a lot of better soup sides.
Soup.
We only
What
serve
kind of
dry
soup? What kind of soup we got there? Soup. Hey, can I get a soup on the double, please? One soup. Soup. Alright, what can I get you, sir? What can I get you?
I want to hear looking for your soup.
Me?
Do we have any of our photograpers here?
Yeah. You're kind of poking up the dish. Okay, I got 3 orders of soup. What can I get you? Okay, never mind. What can I get you?
Where would you like us to stand?
Oh, okay, no problem. That's right. Okay, I got that.
Oh.
Here you go, that's for you.
Let me go
I'm
check
still
this
waiting for the soup.
Let's see if I can get like some kind of.
Okay, never mind. You know what? I'll make it for you.
Protech, why are you on the lamp? How did you even get there?
Wow.
Oh, actually, no. This actually works here.
All right.
So we got the dry soup now.
Yeah.
We got it in stock.
Yeah, so stand behind. Stand behind where everyone else is.
I think short people should go up front though, like middle.
Friends
Paula,
at the
you're
back
getting
who have
blocked.
shorter avatars, you won't be seen behind the counter. Please step in front.
On a chair or on the counter. Where those will be fine.
I'll be in front of you.
Anyone?
I hope I'm not blocking you, middle.
I hope I'm not blocking anyone.
Paula,
my
you're
guy
good.
is pretty big.
Impala, maybe you
We're
can
looking
get
at
over
curb?
here.
Okay.
We're looking at Cope
There's
now.
still room
Yes.
here on the counter. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, right here is perfect. Actually, for those of you who are
Am I blocking you?
there, Virtual Dad and Max and Num, can you like step down maybe over here, like in front of these boxes? Lucian, you are fine.
Virtual and Max.
Yeah, if I could just have. Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
That's good. My box. Alright.
Yeah, Lucian, you're fine. Don't worry.
Is it better if I stand up
let's
off
see,
the
is there
stool
anyone else
or
hiding
crouch
behind-
on the stool?
Crouch on the
Maybe
stool
on.
right there should be fine. Let me see. Is there? Jumba, we can see you.
I hope I'm not blocking
Part of
you.
you look absolutely fabulous.
I don't think you are.
Don't worry.
You're good.
I don't think so either, but I'm just gonna move to the side like this.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, if you guys can look right over here. Look right over here.
Okay. I look over there.
All right.
Everybody say
And
dry
on
soup.
3, I want everyone's on 3, everyone say dry soup. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Dry soup.
Dry
Just
Perfect.
wait. Your camera's over here.
Ramen. That's what the fuck that is.
Yeah, don't worry. It might look different for you guys, but for me, it's over there.
It's not
so don't
ramen,
worry.
it's dry
The
soup.
photo's perfectly fine.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Magic camera.
I'm so glad I got to start something.
The most delicious.
I'm going
I
to
got
drop
to
a
cause dry
portal
soup.
now. Back
You
to
have
the
started the
rendezvous,
meeting.
friends.
Let's give it space.
This will be repeated in the Scavenger 2, the quest for dry soup.
I mean, that better be what Scavenger 2 is all about. Because he
The
never got his
quest
dry
for
soup.
dry soup, we go out to find dry soup. We're out.
Stop it. Shop in
The
Minecraft
portal
now.
is stable, friends. Please
Oh,
enter.
portal is safe.
You gotta build this in Minecraft now.
Go, go.
Here we go, lady.
We'll have to come
This
back.
was fun. Soup store.
Move back. There we go.
Why are
Hey.
you buying?
Why are you buying clothes
I missed.
at the dry soup store?
Me and Roxo are coming. We're gonna come back in desktop.